We will be talking about projectile motion with or without angle with a real-life example. We will also be explaining the factors that affect the flight of a projectile in detail. With an example at the end, we will solve the problem and we will show you the details of how we are going to solve. Let's start with projectile. A projectile is an object which is launched into the air. The path of a projectile is normally parabolic by nature, which is caused by two forces acting on a projectile, which are gravity and air resistance. Factors which affect the flight of a projectile are mainly launch force, angle of release, height of release, and spin. And we are going to discuss each one in detail further. First of all, we're going to talk about the launch force, the power to project the projectile as far as needed. For example, the intercontinental ballistic missiles. If we are going to attain some target, then we have to project them with such power. One of the factors of the flight of projectile is spin. For example, the spinning of a basketball is due to the friction of air on both sides of the ball while moving into the air, which ends up spinning the ball. This is also called the Magnus force. Next is projectile angle. If the projectile is launched too low or too high, it will miss the target. For example, the man spinning the basketball into the air in order to get intended target, which is the basket, must have a proper projectile angle. One of the four factors is height of release. The higher the projectile is, the further is the horizontal distance. Let's take the example of basketball. Whenever you throw a basketball from a height, then the horizontal axis, the x-axis will be much further and much wider. At the end, we will discuss a real-life problem, like a ball is thrown at 30 degrees horizontal with a velocity of 28 meters per second. So we will solve it by the formula like 28 sine 30 degrees, and we will find the